Hello, today we are going to learn simple formulas and techniques to get you started on Microsoft Excel. The Excel we will be using in this video is from Office 365. Let's start. Number 1. Data Validation List or Dropdown. Let's first label the cell as Salesperson. Then click the cell, then go to Data and then Data Validation. In the drop-down, select List, and in the source, select all the cells that contains your list. In our case, the column A2 to A23. Then click OK. You will now see here in the drop-down all the names from the list that we added. You can now then select the value that you need. Number 2. Sum. Just select the cell where you want your result to show. Type equals then sum followed by open parenthesis. Highlight the cells that you want to sum and then hit enter. Number 3. Sum if. Again, select the cell where you want to show your result. Type equals then sum if, followed by open parenthesis. Highlight the cells you want to search from. Then the value that you want to search. Here it is Taylor Swift in cell D2. On the third parameter, highlight the cells that you want to sum and then hit enter. This result shows the sum of the sales of Taylor Swift. Number 4. Count. Type equals then count followed by open parenthesis. Then highlight the cells that you want to count. Hit enter. Now we get the total count of sales. Let's try counting the salesperson. Here you will see that count doesn't work in counting text. It is because count formula is used to count numbers. To count text, let's go to our next formula. Number 5. CountA. The CountA function counts the number of cells that are not empty in a range. It counts cells containing any type of information, including error values and empty text. To use it, type equals then CountA followed by open parenthesis, highlight the cells that you want to count, and then hit enter. Number 6. Count blank. This formula is used to count blank cells. Just type equals then count blank, then open parenthesis. Then highlight the cells that you want to count the blanks from, then hit enter. This result will return 1 since we have one blank cell from our data. Number 7. CountIf. CountIf is used to count cells where the condition is met. Here in our sample, we want to count the occurrence of our selected salesperson from the list. Just type equals then CountIf followed by open parenthesis. Highlight the cells you want to search from. Add comma. Then add the value you want to search from your range. In our case, it is again Taylor Swift from cell D2. Hit enter and then it will return to you how many times Taylor Swift appeared from the list. Number 8. Concatenate. Concatenate from the word itself is used to concat values from different cells. Say we have a column with first name and another column with last name. We would like a column for a full name. What we need to do is just type equals, then followed by concatenate, and then select the fields that you want to concatenate. As you notice here, the first name and the last name is joined as one. We want to have a space between the first name and the last name. Let's edit the formula. After the first name, let's add a space. To add a text, we need to enclose it in double quotation marks. Then add comma after the space to separate it from the last name. Hit enter. Now we have a full name separated by space. We want to apply this formula across all rows. I will show you 3 ways on how to do it. First is drag this little square in the corner here. The other is double-clicking the square. And lastly is highlighting the cells you want to fill, and then hit Ctrl+D. Number 9. Random between. Random between returns a random integer number between the numbers you specify. A new random integer number is returned every time the worksheet is calculated. Here in our example, we want to create a sample data. So what we want to do is generate random numbers to fill this table. Just type equals, then rand between open parenthesis. Then enter your minimum number. Let's use 65. And for our max number, let's use 100. Hit enter, you will see here that it returned 91. To fill our table, let's copy our formula, then highlight the cells that we want to fill. Then paste the formula that we copied. Here, you will see that it generated random numbers between 65 and 100. Number 10. Average. Average is used to get the average of set of numbers. Using the data that we created earlier, let's get the average of the columns D to G. Type equals and then average followed by open parenthesis. Select the cells that you want to average while holding Control and then hit enter. Instead of selecting the cells one by one, you can also highlight the cells in one go like this. And then copy our formula to other rows. Number 11. If condition. Now we have the final grade in our data. We want to identify which students passed or failed. We can use if formula to return a certain value if the conditions are met. To use if formula, just type equals, if, then open parenthesis. Enter your condition. In our case, it is if the final grade is greater than 80, comma. The next parameter is the value that will return if the condition is true. Let's add pass. Don't forget to enclose it to double quotation marks because it is text, comma, and then the value we want to return if our condition is not met. Let's add fail. Hit enter. Copy the formula to the rest of the rows. You'll see here that those that did not meet our criteria, which is final grade greater than 80, returns fail, and those that met the criteria returns pass. Number 12. VLOOKUP. Use VLOOKUP when you need to find things in a table or arrange by row. For example, you want to look up if a student passed or failed based on their full name. To do that, type equals, then VLOOKUP, and then open parenthesis. Enter the value that you want to look up. In our case is cell B13. The next parameter is the range you want to look from. Then the column number containing the value to return, in our case is 7, and finally, just add 0 to return the exact match. Hit enter. This will show if the selected student passed or failed. Did you learn something new today? Like and subscribe to No Brainer for more upcoming videos like this.